Hi, this is Denise Levy. I'm an artist and designer. Today I'm going to show you how to make this 3D Christmas Goose Card. Did want to point out that I did change this file, so it's going to look a little different from what you see me doing. I just added some bump outs so you would know where to place the poinsettias and the scarf and the hat, just to make it a little easier for you. I just wanted to point that out, and let's get into it. Okay, let's put together this Christmas Goose 3D card. A lot of times with these 3D cards, I kind of like to start, I work back to front, so that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to get this little lattice piece on here first. My glue is clogging up here. Okay. And it doesn't take a lot of glue. This glue is pretty strong. So this card, I made something very similar but for Easter. And then recently I drew some like Christmas geese. And I'm going to have a card, and I've already got some stickers that are available. Then I thought, oh, I have this Christmas, I have this Easter goose card. Why don't I turn that into a Christmas? So that's where this came from. And it's kind of a fun little project. So now I'm going to get just this frame around this latticed work and get that lined up as best I can. Sometimes with these 3D cards, I like to, when I'm getting these background layers, just like to fold them up just to kind of shimmy these pieces into place. And so now that is ready to go. So I'm going to set it aside. And now we have our middle layer, which will have this goose and his little hat, and he's wearing a scarf. So I'm going to get, so you can see here you have this black piece and this gray piece, and so the gray goes on top, and that creates his eyes. And you want to have the little bump out for the beak on this right side. And I'm going to get glue on that. And get this lined up. And that was not a great job. I can get that positioned over better. Sometimes it's hard when I'm filming because I can't just get right over it. And I really want what's really important is that the head is lined up, because this part you won't even really see. It's going to be kind of covered up. So that looks better to me. Okay, we're going to go with that. All right, and then the same thing for his little beak. We have this little black layer that will create those little nostrils. Got some packing tape. I'm losing the stick on my mats. So this is just going to layer like so. So you're just going to glue that right behind. I'm just going to get a little bit of glue and get that like that. It just fits kind of right in the middle there. And then that, you have that little bump out. So that's going to go like that, kind of at an angle. I'm going to get glue on the black part and get the beak right where I want it. That looks good to me. Now I'm going to put his little hat together. These poinsettias are in my way here. So I have a hat and the little pom-pom on his hat. That's his scarf. And a detailed layer on his scarf. And the little detail on the hat. So make sure I've got the hat going the right way. I mean, honestly, it could go either way because I didn't give you a bump out on his head. So you just want to make sure you've got this piece going the correct way. And I think I do. That looks good. Gets a little bit of glue on this. And make sure I've got that in position. And then this little pom-pom's a little bit of a wonky shape. It's not symmetrical. So you're just going to kind of have to spin it around a little bit to get it in position. That looks right. That is right. Okay, I'm going to use my tweezers and just get a little bit of glue. And then get that down. And then that's his hat. And his hat is just going to go, just getting my picture back up. Hat's just going to go kind of right above his eyes and at a little bit of an angle just to make it a little bit whimsical. So I'm actually just going to put the glue right here on his head and then get that right where I want it. And I might even do this. Okay, he's coming to life. So now we have his scarf is going to go that direction, and then this is the little accent piece. No, I was wrong. It's going to go like this, and then this is the little accent piece. It's going to go right on top like that. Is that correct? That is correct. Okay. Take my tweezers back here. And get this down. This little card, well, first of all, I think it's these cards that have a lot of pieces and, you know, take a little bit of time or just kind of fun projects. For me, it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. And I also think that they're just, it's a sweet little gift because since they stand up on their own, it's their 3D, you know, the recipient can display it. It kind of can become a little decor piece. So that's just going to go right there on his neck. And then you have his little heart. I just thought a little heart would be a cute little touch. I'm going to have it going that way. That's just going to go on his chest. I love hearts, so I like to add them to my cards whenever it's appropriate. All right, so now you have this middle piece and you've got the flaps. So you want to get him glued down right in the center, as much of the center as possible. You know, it's like I always say, it's not serious, but you just want to get him in the center as best you can. And that looks pretty good to me. And you could even like line this up and then see if that's where, and that looks, I like that. Okay, so now that layer, the middle layer is done. And I actually am probably going to go back in my design now that I'm making this and add some little bump outs so you don't have to fiddle with where the hat and the scarf goes. since I did that for the beak, just to make it easier. And then we have these little poinsettias, and you just want to line these up, you know, so the top layer is going in between the petals of the back layer. And I'm actually just going to put glue right there on the center. And this is just, you know, just put them together, or I'm not even looking at my picture. I just think that looks pretty. There's really no right or wrong on putting these little poinsettias together. Sometimes it's easier when I don't have the bump outs, because then you're not worried about which direction these shapes have to go and etc. You can just kind of be free with it. And then the centers are going to go on each of these. And I'm going to set those aside, and now I have my front layer. So you've got these two frame pieces. We're going to glue the red to the white. I'm going to do that first. And if you purchase this card from me, thank you for supporting my art. I really do appreciate it. If you are interested in buying it, as always, there should be links in the video notes for this video, as well as my profile here on YouTube. And again, I really want the top part of this lined up. I want it to be about as perfect as I can get it. I probably should have just done a lot of times when I'm doing larger areas I just put glue on one area and get it lined up. I probably should have done that, because that gives you the wiggle room to kind of fiddle. And because I'm not liking this, I'm going to have to go this direction, because I really want this top lined up as best I can. And also sometimes with filming, I need to take a deep breath. All right, I like that. Hopefully that glue, I'll get just a little bit of glue, more glue on that, since I was fiddling with it so much. A little bit on the side, and a little bit of it over here. There we go. Okay, now this piece is just going to perfectly sit right there. So I'm just going to go like this so I know how, because I don't want glue all over it. Like that. And then get that lined up. And there is no sentiment on this card, but you sure could add one to this little green piece if you wanted. And then the big poinsettia is going to go like this. And you could pop this up with foam adhesive. Again, now that I'm making this, I might give you a cutout with this green piece, just so you know exactly where to put the poinsettia in. I never know if that like stresses people out if they don't have that or what, but that might be. Sometimes I add it, sometimes I don't, because it's you know, it's not that serious. Okay, so that one goes there. And then the little one is going to go back in this corner, and I'm going to put my goose in position, and then I'm going to put this kind of where I want it in the background there. And again, this is not completely matching up with my example, but you know, that's the beauty, I think, of crafting. You can make it your own a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to assemble this card, and it is actually pretty simple. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. So these flaps are going to go up, and then these tiny flaps you're going to fold in. So this side goes up, and this side goes in like that. This middle layer, you're going to have one flap go forward and one flap go to the back. So you can see that. So this one is going to line up with the, no, it's going to line up with this. I haven't made one of these. No, it's going to line up with the forward. And then this one is going to line up with the back. I haven't made a 3D card in a minute, and I'm like confusing myself. So I'm going to put glue all over that. I'm going to get that lined up on that fold line, and I'm also going to get it lined up at the bottom, and I'm going to press that for a second. And then now this side, I'm just going to get glue here, and we're going to fold this over like so and hold that, and then voila, you see that it's right. So this side on the fold line, and then over, and then glue. This side is towards the back fold line. And now we've got that. And then on the front, this part can be a little tricky, but again, it's not that hard. And so you're just going to, again, line this up and make sure it's lined up on the bottom. I'm kind of off there. And if you kind of fold it over, sometimes it's, oh boy, sometimes it's easier to, instead of it standing up. So it won't let me move it. Okay. All right. Once you have it, then hold that down. And then you'll just do the same to this side. We'll get glue all over and get that lined up. Kind of collapse it so you can get it really lined up and press it down. This glue is really strong. This Barely Art Precision Craft glue. And now it is done. And as you can see, it can stand up on its own. You have that 3D effect, the sweet little, sorry, not in frame, and the sweet little Christmas. And I just wanted to grab an envelope just so you know that, see, it fully collapses, and it should fit in an A7 size envelope, which is for 5x7 cards. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a longer video, but I really appreciate you supporting my art, and happy holidays.